Welcome back to the YouTube channel, friends, and today we are talking about a very interesting topic. How do I get the pens on paper to come up with such realistic drawings? What brand do I use? What's the experience? How do I handle the mistakes? All in this one video, and without any wastage of time, let's get started.
Alright, here we have it. This is our sketch. I don't really need to go into the details of the sketch. Yeah, we're learning how to apply pen on papers here. So I needed to highlight something right here, right quick. Don't mind about this paper. This is the paper that I put on top, just not to darken the surface. Yeah, so that's why it has a lot of tones on it. Yeah, so I needed to highlight something right here. There are these three types of applying tones or toning, which we have the hatch, whereby they're just sets of lines in one direction, and then we have the cross hatch, whereby there are sets of lines in opposite direction countering each other. Then we also have a smudge, whereby you just apply the pencil like this. Now, just to highlight something is that I personally, when I'm working on the pens, I don't use the smudge. I don't know why, it doesn't come out for me. So I emphasize the hatch and the cross hatch, just as we're going to see. So let's roll. Well, don't mind about my fingers, just from painting, and haven't gotten really time to clean myself, clean my hands. So I can have my paper here to try and check out whether the pen is right. Okay, so we can go. So I start with the hatching, very faint. I apply the hatching in a very faint manner, according to the way I see the tone distributions in the drawing. So I apply these lines, just as you can see. Okay, yeah, so just an update. As you can see, the hatches, yeah, I just needed to let you know that at this moment the hatches are not yet done. Of course, you go on and make them as close and as defined as you would like it to be more realistic. Yeah, but this is just a concept. And then also I just need to highlight that at this moment, when I have my all faint hatches all over the drawing, I can start to incorporate in the cross hatch. The cross hatch, whereby if I come, let me say in this area, if I've been hatching just like that, all lines in one direction. Okay, yeah, so as you continue, just like that. So let's go. Okay, so at this stage you can see multiple hatches and cross hatches at the piece. Yeah, probably a couple of layers still to go at this moment. Yeah, depending on what someone really wants to achieve. Maybe something very important to highlight, as you can see as I go on to add multiple layers of hatching, is that the more you add layers onto, just as you can see, the more you add layers onto the piece, the more it gets a bit darker, though the more it gets more detailed and more smooth. So as you want to achieve the smoothness and the more realistic touch, you have to put it in mind that you don't get it too dark more than the reference. Okay, yeah, so at this stage I wanted to highlight something because we are soon reaching the ultimate limit. Yeah, so in this if you can view this exact area, you find that the hatches flow according to the patterns of the thumb. See, these hatches in this exact position flow in this direction. As you can see the movement of my pen, and then here, right here, they flow in this direction, most of them. Yeah, so this is intentional because it helps you study the drawing, and it helps you create the details more like in a more realistic way, unlike randomly creating the hatches, because when you randomly create the hatches, it gives you hard time in creating the details later on. Unlike if maybe the surface is smooth and doesn't have details, for example, it can be like the nails, you can randomly create the hatches according to the way you see. But if there are details in an exact area, for example, even with the leaves, see, these hatches flow in a certain way from what we would call this middle, I don't know, like from this point of the stalk. See, the hatches flow then to the edges of the leaf in an intentional direction. Yep. Alright, so this is the final. I'll stop at this point. Yes, as you can see, the multiple adding of hatches and cross hatches starts to bring out the realistic touch. Yeah, so one can really go on and on and on to add other layers, as long as you put into consideration that you don't make the piece too dark compared to the reference. But basically that's the idea. And you can see I use the brand Bic. Yeah, Bic works for me in my country. And then also to highlight, the red flower above will be in the next video that I'll be releasing. So I will be sharing how I mix ballpoint pens, and that's the red and the black. Yes, yeah, so really excited. So we'll link up in the next video. Bless.